Hello, this is the first lecture for the online English 1010 class. I'm going to go over the syllabus and the Blackboard site and pretty much go over the week. There's not a lot going on this first week, and we'll get started. So, this is English 1010, West Shore Campus, Spring 2019. My name is Michael Niederhausen. Best way to get hold of me is this email. Secondary contact is this phone number. Um, I can meet anytime. Best time to meet would be evenings, then it would be mornings, and then afternoons. But it depends on the day. So, standard response for email or voicemail is within 24 hours to at most 48. I do pretty good, especially if you do email. So this is our CRN, our section number. We're online 3 credit hours. This is a 100% online class. The link, or this is a link to the URL for Blackboard. I usually just type it in myself. It's real easy to remember, bblearn.tri-c.edu. All right, catalog description, study and practice in academic writing, reading, and interpretation of selected texts. Here are the prerequisites. Here's the official course outcomes and outline. This goes through 3. Required text. You do have a textbook. It's on the Tri-C bookstore. It's called Models for Writer, 13th edition. You will need Microsoft Word and Adobe Reader. Adobe Reader to open up. Most of my handouts are PDFs. Microsoft Word is preferred. If you do Google Docs, that's fine too. But you will need Microsoft Word to see my feedback in terms of comments and so forth on your papers. Here's the schedule. With it being online, we don't meet. It's just every week we have content we have to review. So it's really up to you when to read, what needs to be read. Although really, you really should read it by Tuesday at the latest, Wednesday, depending on what's due. And I'll get into that when I get into Blackboard. This week is not much. I have Models Chapter 1. I'll probably review it next week just because it's a lot of information. That this first lecture can be a lot of information, so I don't want to overwhelm you. And the way the schedule works, it gives the week number, the week of, meaning what day, the Monday it starts on, and then here are the contents. And anything that doesn't say models refers to an online article that will be on the Blackboard site. And then this last column, if there's a major assignment, like an essay or something like that, it'll be listed here. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that for sure once we go over Blackboard. So here's how all your assignments are broken down, what they're all worth. Your argument paper is worth the most at 250. We total out at 1,000 points, so it's pretty obvious and straightforward what's an A. 900 to 1,000 is an A. 800 to 899 is a B, and so forth. So it's all weighted that way. I'll talk about quizzes, assignments, and discussion board when we get to the Blackboard site. Great Expectation narrative just gives a very brief explanation of what an A is and so forth. All right, general expectations. It's expected that you read everything for the week that's assigned. You will have discussion board assignments. Make sure it's thought out and well written. Don't just agree with people. Once we do an assignment, I'll go into that more in depth. Blackboard is necessary. It's an online course. You got to make sure you monitor it several times a week. And behavior, obviously, will just be online behavior, but make sure you're not rude to others, and otherwise you'll lose points, as it states. Plagiarism will not be tolerated. I have a separate lecture on that. What is plagiarism? The main thing, though, I'll go over that in a separate lecture, but the main thing is it is an automatic F for the assignment if I catch you plagiarizing. If If it happens more than once, I can almost guarantee it'll be an F for the class. And just because I don't catch it right away, I have given papers an F after the fact if I realize later that they were plagiarized. Withdrawal statement, you can withdraw from this class. There are deadlines for that, and those are listed later in the syllabus. Tips for success, just stay on top of the schedule. That's really the main thing. Blackboard just talks about what Blackboard is. Attendance, so we don't meet, and Tri-C has very specific language about what it means to be present in an online class, and we'll get to that a few sections later. Participation, really the best way you participate is discussion boards. So the point is, if you participate more, you will benefit from it. So participate as much as you can. Late work, certain assignments are not accepted late, like quizzes, discussion boards, and assignments. Essays I will take late, but you really shouldn't do it. You lose a letter grade for every day it's late, so please try not to do that. Cancellation, again, we're an online class. You have all week to do whatever's due that week, although there are certain deadlines throughout the week. So that really doesn't apply to us. Nor does this, but I have to have it. Mobile device policy. Same thing with concealed carry. Tri-C wants this on all syllabi, so it's there just so you know. There are tutoring services available. There's a link there to West Shores Tutoring. And again, very similar tips for success. Just follow the schedule, communicate with me, and you should be fine. Just stay on top of everything. Okay, attendance. So in bold right here it says, and I sent this in an email to everyone, by the way, to be considered present in a week, you have to do at least one assignment and log in 2 times per week. So and logging in on separate days. So that is cataloged. I can see how many times people log in to their Blackboard site, to my Blackboard site, I should say. And then you have several assignments this first week. You're going to have several assignments every week, honestly. So just, if you do those simple things, you'll be counted present for week 1, and then you have to be counted as present for week 2. If you miss one of those, you might be administratively, says it right here, withdrawn, meaning automatically withdrawn from the course. So you want to make sure you do that. You should have some basic technology skills. If you do not, that's going to make this quite the challenge, taking this online class. So contact me if there's concerns, but I mean, I'll meet with you and talk about it, but hopefully you're familiar with a computer, basically. All right, important dates. Semester starts January 28th. Last day to withdraw with no records, February 11th. I submit attendance tracker by February 11th. I also submit an academic progress by March 25th. The last day to withdraw with a W is April 19th. And the last day of the semester is May 12th, and I submit grades by May 14th. These 2 sections talk about what a credit hour means and what how much workload it takes. So the standard is that for every credit, it's 3 hours per week. So this is a 3 credit hour class. So one would presume it's 9 hours. Actually, it's more like 10 and a third hours because we're a 14-week class and they're going by 16 weeks. So the point is expect at least 10 hours of time. Accessibility statement. If you need any special course adaptations or accommodations because of a documented disability, please notify me within a reasonable length of time, preferably the first week of term, with formal notice of that need. Okay. Technical help, I would contact these guys. I don't know how effective they are necessarily. You can always ask around, but yeah, that's who you should reach out to. Incomplete, if you find yourself that you cannot complete the class, but you don't want to lose all the work that you've done towards it, you can request an incomplete from me. You would have to contact me. And basically, we agree if I do give you an I, and it's usually for like usually it's medical, but it could be for anything. You need to take care of a relative, that sort of thing. Basically, we agree upon what work needs to be done by usually the next semester. And then, as long as you get that work in, I can change your grade to whatever you had earned. You can change this to a pass or no pass class, although I highly doubt it. You'd have to talk to your counselor about that. Usually, this class is required for most degrees, so you can't do that. Student Academic Honor Code. Make sure you're aware of the policies. This talks about plagiarism. Campus security and safety. Tri-C cares about your safety. So if you are on campus and you're worried, you can always ask someone to walk you to your car. And here are the numbers for emergencies and non-emergencies. Recycling. Tri-C's big on recycling. And netiquette. So just know how to treat others, including myself. So that's the syllabus. I would print this out at the very least, the schedule. Let me go back to that because you're going to refer to it often. So that's an important part. All right, so now Blackboard. So when you log into Blackboard and you log into my site, the English 1010, it starts off with assignments. I've already posted 3 announcements. Number 1, a very general welcome. And then I also posted this, a typical structure of a week. So the way I see this class is a week starts on Sundays, and and really the last, and then it continues to the next Sunday, basically. Or I'm sorry, scratch that. The week start on Monday, so therefore the week ends on a Sunday. So this is what you'll do every week. You'll read what's assigned as soon as you can. You will then watch the video, the lecture, under lectures. Every lecture is going to have what I call a secret word. So it's my way of verifying you have actually watched the video. And they are worth points. So you earn points for submitting those answers. And it's interesting how many people do not do this. I mean, it's easy points. Just watch my lectures, wait till I tell you the secret word, and then you just type it in, then you earn some points. If there are discussion boards, so every week deadlines are going to be the same. Oh, and the first deadline, the secret words are due Wednesday night, 11:59 p.m. Essentially midnight, but you get the idea. We do 11:59, so it's very clear when it's due by. So the secret word, so you have to watch the lecture and submit the secret word by Wednesday. I don't want you waiting too long into the week. If there are discussion boards, the first post will be due by Wednesday. You do not have, well, no, I'm sorry, you do have a discussion board this week. So that is first due by Wednesday. If you have a quiz and you have a quiz this week, that is that is due by Thursday. Okay. Any responses to a discussion board, so you don't have to do any responses this week, but that would be due by Saturday. And then there's another type of an assignment I call simply assignment. It's not a quiz, and I'll go over these as we go through them. It's more open-ended, and it's not public like a discussion board. But those are due by Saturday if you have them. And then finally, if any major assignments like an essay, that would be due on a Sunday. And then we just start another week again. So that's how a typical week goes. You'll get used to it after a few weeks, for sure. So like this week, there's really no readings, but watch this lecture, and then I'll state it also here in the announcements, like what is due. So submit the secret word by Wednesday, 11:59. Read the syllabus. So I guess we do have some reading. Read Models Chapter 1 by, I'll talk more about next week. You do have a discussion board, and it's just telling us about yourself. And I'll go over that when we get to the tabs over there. And then, like I said, you do have a quiz, and it's based on the syllabus and this lecture. And that's due by Thursday. So no group discussion board, and I'll talk about groups after a few minutes. And like I said, no assignment, and of course, no major assignments. And I tend to also announce upcoming major assignments. Like your first essay is the illustration paper. So if I go back here, see your first major assignment is the illustration paper. So every week I will post minimum one announcement saying what's due for that week. And I tend to post, I was really good about this last time I taught online. I would have all new assignments posted on Sundays, usually Sunday mornings. So I was very good about it last time. Hopefully I can do that again. But minimum by Sunday night, everything will be posted about what's due and so forth. All right, and then the way Blackboard works, hopefully you're familiar with it, but these are all the tabs. In fact, I'm going to change this so it looks a little different. Just, all these tabs have significance, and I'll go over as much as possible that apply. But so announcements is where you start. But then, after you read the announcements, go to Start Here. Start Here is going to have, it's got a picture of me, a little bit about myself, some links about e-learning. Here's your syllabus, so if you don't have it, make sure you get it from there. The accessibility statement, like I just talked, and etiquette as well, and then technical requirements as well. So you really only access the Start Here for the syllabus, and so that's that. The example discussion board, we'll talk about that next week, but feel free to look at that. So under lectures is where you would find, so it's not there yet because I'm recording it now, but the lecture, a link to the YouTube video would be here, and then here's where you plug in the secret word. And like I said, you'll earn points for that. The reading assignments, so let's go back. So like I said, if it doesn't say, if it refers to models, you read that chapter of your textbook. Anything else will be an online article. Any online articles will be under reading assignments. And I don't think I'm done yet. I can't remember if it's this, yeah, it's this class. So if there's any further readings beyond in the textbook, it should be in a folder of that week. So we don't have anything else for this week. So the week of January 28th is empty. But this will be, but hopefully by the time you see this site, this will be all filled in, and like the week of February 4th, there are online articles. So it's just my way of organizing it for you, so it's clear which ones you need to read. Quizzes would be under quizzes. Like I said, you have one, and there's no time limit except you have to submit it by Thursday. And then once you submit it, I will grade it, and then you'll see what points you get. That's pretty much it. Usually quizzes refer to readings, and usually it's me trying to see if you actually read the assignments. They're usually pretty straightforward questions. If you read it, you should know the answer. Okay. Assignments, there aren't any yet. But I didn't see this is empty. But any assignments, and those are usually open-ended questions, and only I read the answers as opposed to discussion boards. So I'm not sure if we'll have one next week, but again, it's just a different type of assignment that I give. Now, discussion boards. Now, to tell us about yourself, you would actually go to the discussion board. And that would be the only time. The other type of discussion boards we have are course questions. I'll be looking there often this week. And then if you have technology questions, you can post there. Although, remember, you can always call them. But this is what's due by Wednesday. And the big thing is this part. Write about a book, movie, or TV show you have enjoyed recently. I think that'll get people engaged with each other. So after this week, after you do this, tell us about yourself. Any discussion board assignments will be under the tab My Group. So I haven't assigned anyone yet, but this is not how you would see this. but you will just go right to the group number that you're assigned. Okay, so again, we'll talk more about that next week if we do a discussion board next week. So between all three of those, quizzes, assignments, and discussion boards, all together they're going to be worth 130 points. So some will be worth 5 points, others will be worth 10. But by the end of the semester, we will have 130 points worth of quizzes, assignments, and discussion boards. Okay? Essay assignments. So all the essay assignments are here, including a plagiarism PowerPoint, which feel free to look at. Although, like I said, I'm going to do a video accompanying the PowerPoint. But here's, feel free to look at this. I mean, your first essay is the illustration essay. I'm not really going to get into it, but you can certainly start thinking about it. This is your first essay assignment due in a few weeks. But all information will be here about your essay assignments. And then the rubric mentioned the syllabus. The full rubric is here. And then when you're ready, when an essay is due, under Submit Essays, there will be a link for you to submit essays here. And then for you guys, you can check your grades on this tab here. Tri-C work resources, we won't really use these, but there's some information there. And then grammar, I might assign something here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't with 1010. Here are 2 links to grammar exercises, which I do like. So that's pretty much it. So the big thing to remember for this week is, you need to read the syllabus, read Models Chapter 1, do the Tell Us About Yourself discussion board under discussion board, watch the lecture, which you're obviously doing right now, submit the secret word, which I'll give you that right now. The secret word for this week is Loki, like the character from the Avengers, L-O-K-I. And then you do have a quiz based on the syllabus and the Blackboard site, and really this lecture, due by Thursday. So that's it. So a light week. I just wanted to get comfortable with the environment and everything. So that's it for this week. So no group discussion and no assignment. So next week I'm sure it'll be a little different. So that's about it. Any questions, let me know. You can email me or call me like it's listed on the syllabus. I'll be checking Blackboard often this week. Usually there's a lot of confusion and questions in the first week, and I'm sure I've made mistakes, and I could be more clear about some things. So, that comes with the territory. So I'm hoping we have a good semester together, and good luck, and we'll talk to you next week.